Hi, welcome to the SMH show. I'm your host, Sue-Ann Marie Hines, and today my in-studio guest is Chef Devon Smith, who will be discussing his life as an up-and-coming culinary artist, as well as he's going to be showing me one of his specialty dishes in my Show Me How segment. So, you don't want to miss this. Keep it locked. You're watching the SMH show.
S to the M to the H to the SMH show. S to the M to the H to the, it's your girl holla. S to the M to the H to the Sue-Ann Marie Hines. S to the M to the H to the show.
Hey, it's your girl Sue-Ann Marie Hines, and welcome to the premiere of the SMH show. No, it's not the Shaking My Head show, but it's my initials. And it's also a variety show where we'll be showcasing miscellaneous humor, hot topics, and we'll be having people from the community who will demonstrate their gifts and talents with us. But, let's just get right into it.
My first guest today is Chef Devon Smith, who's a culinary artist from right here in East Point, Georgia. Welcome, Chef Dev.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I just wanted to find out, how did you decide to have a career in the culinary arts?
I think it's family bred. My family's from Louisiana, so I was around cooking on both sides of both my grandmas from scratch and things of that nature. So it inspired me younger, but as I got older, I would go in restaurants and I would like the dishes, so I would go home and emulate them.
Okay.
And with that emulating became more than a hobby, and it just became a passion. So I could strive to go to school, went to school, got my culinary arts diploma, and then I just want to cook.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
Professionally, maybe 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, if there is someone out there watching that's considering a profession in the culinary arts, what advice would you give them, that it would take to excel in this kind of profession?
The biggest thing about the culinary arts work is patience and not being selective about what they're asking you to do. So just because you cook don't mean that you will be cooking. You may be prepping, you may have to cut 100 potatoes, so don't think that just because you're working in the kitchen that you're going to be flipping a pan or tossing some knives around.
You have to pay your dues.
You have to pay your dues, and that's the biggest part of it, but the reward comes when you least expect it.
Okay. So
you just keep pressing on, and once you do one thing, just try to, I guess you would say, make it perfectional as perfect as you can, then go on to the next.
Okay. And so what would you say is your specialty dish?
Well, I really like making occasional lasagna. It's a lasagna based with white sauce in relation to the red sauce. It's more of an Alfredo. And you take andouille sausage and you fry that basically first in the pan. You take the renderings from the andouille sausage and fry the chicken behind it, and kind of make a combination of it together and just 1, 2, 3 put it in the oven.
Ooh, I know I'm going to be salivating all day. That sounds so good.
Yeah.
So, speaking of preparing dishes, the little birdie told me that you've been auditioning for some of these cooking shows these competition shows on TV.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I put my hat in for Hell's Kitchen, Guys Grocery Games, things that are affiliated with, Food Network or whatnot. And I had a couple of callbacks, went on the second interview, but it wasn't nothing that just, grabbed me and took me on with them. So still going.
Don't worry about it. You just gotta keep at it, man. You know what I mean? So, if you were to prepare a dinner or have dinner with a celebrity that's dead or alive, who would it be?
That's a cool question. A celebrity?
Let's just do somebody who's passed away already. A celebrity, yeah. What would you make for them?
Really and truly, that kind of got me baffled right now.
Okay, it's
but
okay.
I think I wouldn't want to cook for one celebrity. I want to cook for masses of people.
Okay.
So.
What about President Obama?
Yeah, that'd be cool, but I wouldn't be selective or finicky. He might not like this or that or whatnot, but hopefully he'll just enjoy the dish.
Okay. And here's I don't know, eerie kind of question, but if your last meal, what would it be?
My last meal? Barbecue or hot wings. That's the thing about being a chef. You're cooking, we're around food so much to it, I guess you would say fancy dancy, 3, 4 star or 4-course meals is not appeasing. We'd rather have a patty milk or, things of that nature. Because we're around food so engulfing the aroma all day, you really don't get hungry and taste legit food. It's not like I want to sit down and have a plate of what I cook. That's how it works for me.
All right. Well, when we come back, Chef Dev and I are going to play a little food trivia game. So keep it locked. You're watching the SMH show with Sue-Ann Marie
S to
Hines.
the M to the H to the show.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Hello, Atlanta. Let me introduce you to People TV, a place where you can take classes in television production, video editing, and so much more. This wonderful platform provides our community an opportunity to say what needs to be said and hear what needs to be heard. For more information, please visit us at www.peopletv.org.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
S to the M to the H to the show.
Hi, and welcome back to the SMH show. I'm Sue-Ann Marie Hines, and here with me is Chef Devon Smith, who's joining me. And we were just talking about his life as a culinary artist, as a chef here in Atlanta, Georgia. And, you know, we're going to get ready now to play a little culinary food game. You know, we're going to see how much Chef Dev knows. Well, it's actually true or false or A, B, C, or D kind of questions, but I just still want to have a little fun with you, all right? So, in keeping with the theme of the Show Me How, I want to see how much you actually know. Okay, so the first question is, the Aztecs were the first people to drink chocolate. True or false?
True.
That is correct. Okay. All right, so what food is hummus made from? A, tofu, B, rice, C, chickpeas, or D, corn?
Oh, that's easy. C, chickpeas.
Okay, you might know some, okay. All right, so ugali, U-G-A-L-I, ugali is eaten in Kenya. It is porridge made from millet flour or cornmeal. True or false?
True.
Okay, you know anything about that?
Yeah, I had it before.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
They wrap it with, I guess, collard greens or some type of leaf and like scoop it, eat it with the hand, and some type of bread or something. I've had it before.
So you've made other international type foods?
Yeah, I got a little background in Jewish cuisine, so I got a little culture up on my belt. And I know, more than just where I need to be.
Very good, very good. All right, so cinnamon comes from the outer bark of the tree. True or false? Cinnamon comes from the outer bark of the tree. True or false?
False.
It is false. It comes from the inner.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Okay, well, that's still good that you knew that. All right, so what meat is Navarian stew made from? A, veal, B, beef, C, lamb, or D, chicken? Navarian stew. A, veal, B.
I would want to go with a veal.
It's actually lamb. And so, you know, French lamb stew is packed with the onions and the peas and the turnips, carrots, and potatoes. So, I've never heard of it, I've never tried it, but you might can make it for me.
Yeah, but all basic soups come from veal pulse, which is like a 50-25 concoction, onions, celery, and carrots.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the basic one. These stews, there's 5 mother sauces and things like that's what you learn in culinary art school. So every dish has a base, and everything has the same beginning, and it's all what you do after the same base is there.
Right. Because excuse me, as a Jamaican, we make all kinds of foods, like chicken soup. You can put all different types of it. Chicken fillet, potatoes, yam. You know what I mean? Just all different types of things, and it still tastes good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So, all right. So the next question is, what is the most popular spice in the world? A, pepper. B, nutmeg. C, curry. Or D, cloves. Yes. The most popular spice in the world. A, pepper. B, nutmeg. C, curry. Or D, cloves.
I'm going to go with pepper.
That is correct. You know your stuff. All right, so this is a true or false question. Barbecue comes from the term barber. True or false?
False.
Right? That is false.
Yeah.
It comes from a word called barbacoa. Barbacoa. All right, so 8. The British came up with iced tea. True or false?
True.
It's actually false. A guy named Richard Bletchenden, he's said to have introduced it at a 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis after realizing that an iced version of his tea would, he was giving out his free tea. It would be more appealing on a summer's day.
Learn something new.
I had to research that because I'm like, well, dang, what is it then? Who came up with iced tea? Probably was a brother, but anyway. All right. So what does kosher mean in Hebrew? A, cooking. B, proper. C, meat. Or D, food. What does kosher mean in Hebrew? Cooking.
I would. Me knowing my background in Jewish and kosher food, I would think it would have more to do with beef.
Proper. That is correct. Okay. Yes, that is what it stands for. I didn't know, but I learned something too in my research. All right. So our last question is: so people used to salt meat taken on ships so it would stay good for long periods of time. True or false?
True.
Yes. Okay. Do you guys learn history also in class?
Yes. I mean, that's the biggest part of culinary arts. You have to learn your background before you can actually just say, "Hey, I'm a chef," because you have the kitchen brigade, which starts from they should call them a commis, which is apprentice, basically somebody running all the way around the kitchen and everything, to executive chef. You see what I'm saying? So there's different levels. You have your pastry chef, you have your cold meats and cold type dishes chef, and you have your butcher. So it's not just one facet of it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And how long does the classes usually take? Like, is it a year or 6 months?
That's what the white coat for. It's just like a doctor, you'll be a specialist in it. So it's not just that I can go get a degree or a piece of paper. You can be like Alton Brown. He's from Atlanta. He's on the Food Network. He's in food sciences. Oh. So you can go work for the USDA. You can watch the big bill meat inspector. So you don't just have to go to culinary art school or pastry school to be a pastry or a culinary art chef. You can just branch off into careers with this thing.
That's good.
So that's the whole thing about it. It's always everlasting. People have to eat.
That's right. I love to eat. And speaking of eating, when we come back, Chef Dev is going to demonstrate one of his specialty dishes, and it's called the
Extraordinary Holiday Ham.
I can't wait. Well, you keep it locked, and we'll be back with the SMH show. I'm Sue-Ann Marie Hines.
Holla. S to the M to the H to the Sue-Ann Marie Hines. S to the M to the H to the.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent? What? Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore Understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Sue-Ann Marie Hines. S to the M to the H to the show.
Hi, and welcome back to the SMH show. I'm your host, Sue-Ann Marie Hines, and I'm here with Chef Devon Smith, who's a local culinary artist here in Atlanta, Georgia. And Chef Dev is going to now demonstrate one of his specialty dishes, which is the extraordinary holiday ham. And so we're coming up on the holidays, and you know, I know a lot of you are going to be throwing down in the kitchen, so this will be a really good addition to your spread. All right, so Chef Dev, we see here the final product, but tell us what needs to be used to make the extraordinary.
All right, first off, it's ham is ham, pork is pork, so I consider it a ham. But basically, you're gonna take a pineapple. This is the only part where you may need a knife, because everything else is pretty much just throwing the skillet. But you take a knife, you go ahead and shave off the outsides of your pineapple and get a nice little, I guess, even thing without your seeds or whatnot sticking out. Chop the top off, and once you chop the top off, you go ahead and you get out the insides of it. And you take a small hole in the back, and that's how you get your insides out and have a nice round center base. And that's about the hardest and most detailed step of it all. Then you come over here to your pork short ribs, and you go ahead and you season very well. I got my own seasoning, house blend, whatnot.
Yeah, what's in the seasoning? What's your house blend, or is it a top secret?
I mean, I give you a little bit of some garlic powder and a little brown sugar, and the rest is to the imagination. Okay. But back to it, you take this right here and you go ahead and you pan fry these and get a good sear off on them, which is basically like getting you a good crust on each side of your pork short ribs, and you let those rest. So after those rest, you take the...
How long do you have to let it rest?
I mean, it's not important, long enough for it just to sit, you know, basically get to the next step of your process.
It's like a marination.
Yeah, almost. And so once that's done, you take that out of the skillet, and then once the skillet is empty, you take this bacon and you throw it back in the skillet to get it, I guess you would say, a little bit pliable, a little bit more flexible, and a little more almost cooked. So those are your two steps past step one, which you go ahead and shave the pineapple. So after that, you go to the process of stuffing it. So when you stuff it, you want to just try to jam it up in there as best as you can. Jam it up in there as best as you can, and once it's stuffed, you go ahead and you take your bacon. One's going to go across one way, one's going to go across one way, and you bring it all the way back towards the, I guess you say, the bottom end of the pineapple, and pretty much set it and forget it. Put it in the oven for an hour, 30 minutes, and I would say within the last 8 minutes, you want to go ahead and turn your broil on so you can get a nice crispy top and whatnot. And the original recipe calls for you to do it on the grill, which would take 3 to 5 hours, and it'll give you a little more heavy smoke flavor and all those type of things. But in the oven and simplicity and whatnot, I believe anyone could do this and be successful at doing it. And it's basically my take on the holiday ham in relation to just having this big old ham sitting over here on this table, because pretty much the same components that are in here are in the holiday ham. You have your pineapple, you have your pork, you have your brown sugar. You see what I'm saying? So just give it all one and let it go. So the finished product is this right here, and this is what you call your pan renderings. They call it au jus, thin gravy, whatever you want to say.
What's in that?
I mean, it's basically everything that has emulsified from there, along with some honey, brown sugar, couple of other ingredients just to give it a little bit of thickness to it, and you just come back and you can use this as a sauce or a garnish.
Okay, well, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to have more with Chef Devon Smith. You're watching the SMH show with Sue-Ann Marie Hines.
H to the Sue-Ann Marie Hines. S to the M to the H to the show.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
S to the M to the H to the SMH show. S to the M to the H to the, it's your girl, holla.
Welcome back to the SMH show. I'm your host, Sue-Ann Marie Hines, and I'm here in the studio with Chef Devon Smith, who was just explaining to us his holiday ham, which is called the Extraordinary Holiday Ham. So he just prepared a slice for me to taste, and we're going to go ahead and again, it's pineapple stuffed with
pork short ribs wrapped in thick cut bacon.
Okay.
That's another reminder. Do not get the regular bacon because you'll end up losing. So make sure that you get thick cut bacon. And another thing about it, it's really not an expensive recipe. It's very cost effective. So don't look at it by the presentation that it's expensive. Okay. So it is very, very, very feasible and economical, and you can't do it at home.
So if someone doesn't eat pork, are there other alternatives that they can use? You know.
Yeah, you can use turkey breast. You can use chicken. Even somebody called me and asked me, could I put beef and beef bacon on top of it? So anything that holds, I guess you would say, a certain level of moisture and texture to it, you can put inside of it, but like no ground meat or things of that nature, because it'll be almost like eating mush. But yeah, you can substitute it if you don't eat pork.
I would say, before you make that as your main dish, please, get that out of the way, prepare it, get your practice on, and, just kind of give it, just try to see which one works for you before you actually put it on the table in front of everybody. Like, ugh. Anyway, let me go ahead and get a little taste and see what you're working with. So this is the pork.
That's the pork.
All right.
Okay.
A little pineapple, and you got some of the bacon. Oh boy. Yeah, I like this kind. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. This is food psychology.
Make it work.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. So do you do any catering?
Yes, I do catering. I have my own catering company, Smith and Foresters, and
Smith and Foresters.
Yeah, Smith and Foresters, and I pretty much got all type of genres of food: entrees, appetizers, party trays. I do sliders, vegan food, pescatarian. So it really is not no limit to where I can,
That's right.
suit you.
Okay, and you cater for the Atlanta area?
Yeah, I've done several events. I've done a 5th grade prom. I cater for the Omegas. They have a monthly meeting, and I end up cooking for the guy that does the morning weather show for Channel 11.
Oh, okay.
So I've fed a couple of people, and I'm pretty proud of my success so far.
Very good. And you are trying again to compete with some of those Food Network shows?
Yeah, I mean, every day that goes along and that I get, I feel like I can go on Chopped, or I can go on this show or that show and succeed.
That's right.
Not to win, but to succeed.
That's right. And again, what advice would you give someone who's trying to make it in the culinary world?
Like I told you earlier, besides patience, I mean, really and truly, you have to gain a tunnel vision. And a lot of things that may have appeased you earlier won't appease you. To the point where, like, you may come home and don't even watch TV because that's not your focus right now, because everything that is involved in your career, your path in life may just be oriented around this one particular thing. So if it grasps you, you grasp with it and go. And nothing's a failure in food. No food is terrible. No food is not good to eat. And the more that you innovate and create, the more that you open up your palates, and the more that you have people looking at it like, oh, this is interesting, or I would like to try that, or, instead of a fear factor behind it.
That's right. Well, I want to thank you so much for being a part of my premiere episode of the SMH show.
Cool.
This will be a very memorable experience for me. And I just want to leave those of you who are out there who, may have wanted to dabble or get into the culinary arts. I have an SMH for you. Stay motivated, honey. Just do it. Follow your dreams. Chef Dev, he's still pursuing his dreams, and he's doing a great job in cooking and doing something that he loves and his passion. And so I just want to encourage those of you who are doing it or want to get into it, just step out in faith and do it. Anyway, again, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and I wish you all the success here in Atlanta. And again, what's the name of your catering company?
And my catering company is Smith-forester Catering Company. Delectable delights for all occasions. And you can find me on social media, The Chef Devon.
The Chef Devon.
Yes.
The Chef.
The Chef, The Chef. Those words.
And I'm Sue-Ann Marie Hines at the SMH show. So, again, I want to thank you for coming and thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for so much more to come from the SMH show, where we'll be showcasing miscellaneous humor and hot topics, and you're watching it with me, Sue-Ann Marie Hines. Take care and God bless.
Peace.
S to the M to the H to the SMH